Well, good evening from the UK, Brandon and Jess. It's a pleasure to speak to you this evening. And first of all, congratulations on the film. Um, I have watched it twice, and I've
Oh,
really enjoyed it. Really
cool.
enjoyed it.
I think you're the first person that I know that's watched it twice that's not like related to it. So I'm curious for your kind of
Hmm.
experience on both of them because it's probably a little
It's
different.
a good movie to watch twice once you know everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also the mark of a good movie for me if I wake up the following day and it's kind of the first thing in my head, which this was. So
Cool.
thank you for that. And congratulations on the film again. So first of all, Brandon, if I may,
hmm
Night of the Reaper is, I believe, the third film that you've co-written with your brother Ryan after The Puppet Man, and I believe you've got another feature upcoming, Body Cam, which sounds really
Right.
interesting as well. So as brothers, you obviously know each other really well, and I was wondering how that family dynamic helps you both during the writing process, and whether or not, like a lot of siblings, myself included,
hmm
if there's any sort of disagreements along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you always have healthy disagreements when you're doing stuff because you both come in with your own perspective. But no, it's been cool because like, we've got a little bit of an age gap of 5 years, but we grew up just kind of, we always made little movies when we were kids and stuff like that. And there's a fly in my room. And it was a very natural fit when we decided to write the first movie together, which was The Puppet Man. We just, we've been talking about movies. He's been writing forever. I've been writing movies and he's been reading my scripts. And so there was a lot of familiarity already. So to bring him in, just was a total natural fit. And we're both morons, so we can both throw dumb ideas out at each other. And then, it's a very safe space to do that and just sort of volley back and forth. And, a lot of ideas come from like the eighth volley of an idea. Like you start with a bad one, but you throw it back, and then it keeps kind of hot potatoing until it becomes something kind of cool. And so, I think just having kind of a safe space for that is hugely vital if you're writing with someone.
Yeah, has he always been a sounding board before you collaborated on this on obviously a Puppet Man and moving forward?
Has he always what, sorry?
Been a sounding board for you.
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure. I mean, just growing up, it was just, you're in a family dinner and it's all about who can make each other laugh the hardest and stuff. So, yeah, I think our whole family's like that. It's constantly just, taking a dump on each other. Whoever can do it the funniest wins kind of thing. So, yeah, it's always been a thing.
uh, Jess, I was curious to know how you became involved with the movie, first of all, and whether or not the script surprised you as much as I think it will audiences, as it's not your sort of typical slasher at all, is it?
Right, yeah. I became involved through an audition. Uh, really normal, like, any actor. But I had been typecast for a while as like the victim. And so when the script came across, I was like, okay, here's another victim role. Let's go, let's read it. And then, of course, when we got to a certain part, I went, oh, I can like break my typecast along with an audience. Um, so I got really excited and worked extra hard. I hope you got that fly, Brandon.
Oh, um, I've lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Pesky fly. Um,
hmm
were you you say obviously that you've been a little bit typecast before, and I know you've made some appearances in some sort of horror pictures before. Um, were you a fan of the genre, Jess? And prior to shooting, did Brandon give you any kind of pointers on maybe some films to swat up on beforehand?
Actually, yes. So I was forced into being a fan of horror because my fiance is a big fan. And so when I was simping for him, I pretended I was a fan. And I watched a lot, and then I ended up actually really enjoying it. But it helped a lot because when I was on set, I like I knew what we were trying to accomplish, you know, when you're trying to build that suspense and you're walking slowly toward the creaking door. I was like, I know exactly how this looks, and I'm so excited. And yeah, Brandon kind of told me some of um, the inspirations for this film, and so yeah, I watched them. I loved them. It made total sense that they were inspirations, and yeah, now like I'm honestly honored to be a part of the horror community. I was adopted into it quite late, but I'm happy to be here. He's
Your partner sounds like a keeper. All right.
a good one.
Um, Brandon,
Mm.
with this movie, you've really been able to really smartly deconstruct a typical slasher movie, but it looks and feels both familiar and novel at the same time. How easy was it for you to find the right balance between that kind of nostalgic factor and the familiar tropes alongside, the fresh approach that we ultimately see?
I mean, the big part is like the script. On the script level, it is very much influenced by, movies like When a Stranger Calls, Scream, House of the Devil, stuff like that. But the whole third act taking the kind of jump that it does, it allowed the film to kind of feel very comfortable for the first hour. Like, you go into this and you watch the cold open, and we've all seen great cold opens, like, When a Stranger Calls and Scream, those two are amazing. And so you're setting up the audience's expectation through the entire thing, and that was the biggest thing. That was the challenge for me, was just how much of this can we set up before we kind of pull the rug out. And it was a lot of fun because you are, Jess looks exactly like Jocelyn Donahue in House of the Devil. Like, her outfit is the exact same, and it's that way for a reason. Like, not only to be an homage, but just to let the viewer think they know what they're watching, so that when
Yeah.
things do change, they're totally caught off guard. And like when we did our premiere in Florida, I asked the audience who saw it coming, and no one raised their hand. So, it works. It works, and that's that's the best thing you can hope for, because audiences are super smart now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just wanted to touch again, if I may, on those influences, because
Hmm.
obviously there's a lot of them in there. I was curious about the mask. Was that influenced from or by Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and the Silver Shamrock masks?
It wasn't. It was, I mean, the movie is about Grim Reapers, and it's in the title, it's in the whole movie, Halloween decorations. Like, we wanted to keep it very simple because we have so many moments of those Halloween decorations in the film, and so we
Yeah,
wanted it to reflect off of that, so that when you see those, you think of this, and if you watch it again the second time, you might see it a little bit differently. So, it is a pretty simple idea. It's just the skull under the thing. But one of our production designers took it and really made it his own, and he like painted it and gave it
yeah,
some life that it didn't really have. Because I believe it was just one of those pop-up Halloween stores. It was just stock that they had, so they bought two of them in different sizes, painted both of them to match, because we had different actors doing different things depending on the day.
yeah.
And yeah, it's funny because the trailer came out and a lot of people were just like, "Oh, it's a skull. Wow, original." But it's like, but no, it's more than just the mask. It's what the mask represents.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And um, Jess, clearly Night of the Reaper has been made by people who have a great love of the genre, and obviously Brandon being, co-writer and director is been key to that. How did his passion and reverence sort of manifest itself during the shoot?
Um, you know what? I had a really fun time working with Brandon. We first met up. I think we got coffee before we started, and any of my like actor questions, he would answer with like, Jess, genre. Just remember, genre. And I was like, oh, right. She's gonna walk toward the noise because that's what you do. Every time you get scared, but you don't run away, you walk toward the door anyway because genre. And
Hmm.
it actually helped me a lot because it just like, it helped to remind me of like the world that I'm in, and to keep up that act of like, you know, the kind of movie you're watching until you don't.
Hmm.
Um, this question is for both of you. Obviously, shooting an indie like this comes with a whole host of kind of caveats. You know, you're limited on time, budget. You know, there's a lot of pressure there. And despite your combined years of experience, do you still feel that pressure to deliver on every movie? And if so, how does that help you both creatively?
Yeah, I mean, it's brutal every time. Like, you never have enough money, you never have enough time. So you're constantly compromising in a way that you can continue keeping your vision going. And that's the hardest thing because, like, end of the day, there's not that many people on set that care about the movie as much as me. Like, Jess is there, she wants to do the great job, she's doing a great job, but a lot of people are there to just get paid, do their job, do the thing. But indies are nice because like everybody's there for a reason because they're not, no one's getting rich off of this. They're just there for the passion. And a lot of the people that we have on the crew, like I've worked with multiple times from different movies, and I'm like bringing them from different places to keep working with them because, we're making movies. It should be fun. It's entertainment. And I think if you have fun on set, it's going to bleed through to the final movie, and that's hugely important to me. Just to have that experience that you leave and everybody's friends, and they can come back for the premiere. Like we have our Canadian premiere next week, and Jess is coming out. Some of the other actors are coming out, and it's going to be this like high school reunion thing. And for me, that's what it's all about. Is just like taking this team of people build, and just reshaping them into the movie as you make it and coming out as just like this strong bond that you can't really, it's summer camp. And so, it's making movies are hard enough. And so, you're constantly going to be sacrificing things for the movie, but as long as you can keep the energy high and the fun high and all that stuff, a lot of that'll come through on the screen. And so I'm confident in being able to do that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it comes through. Jess, did you have anything to add on that?
I mean, yeah, I second everything that Brandon said. I was coming from like the corporate world of filmmaking, and I left an episode of it in order to do this film because I was just
Hmm.
craving that, um, just like that family that you kind of get when you do an indie. And yeah, just like I wanted to be in the trenches with everybody and feel like I worked hard to make something um, that was all worth it. And knowing that, we have a tiny budget and it's like, what can we do with it? I'm so proud of how it turned out.
Yeah, and you've every right to be proud of it, guys. Excellent, excellent job. And as I say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, Brandon, just wanted to touch again on sort of the relationship with your brother, and obviously where
Mhm.
you were saying earlier, you guys kind of just sort of bounce off each other and have a laugh. I note that there were a certain pair of realtors' names seen in the
Mhm.
movie at one point, and you've put a few little Easter eggs into this movie. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not sure I've seen you do that before. Is that right? And if so, why now and why this movie?
I mean, this was the sixth feature that I'd shot at the time, and so I've kind of got I've got things that I like and things that I do, and since we're playing with, it's like, oh, we need a realtor sign, you have to design something, so it's like, what should it say? Who should the name be? It's like, why not just make a call out? It's fun, it's a cool thing. I'm not in the movie, but if I can, just leave in these little things, and my brother thinks it's cool because he wasn't there for it, and so I sent him a photo on set, and he's just like, oh, that's awesome. And like Superhost, the VHS is sitting there because this Instagram account, Katie Video, she did these awesome VHS copies of my movie Superhouse. So I was like, let's throw it in there. It really wasn't more than that. It was just like on the day you're just making quick decisions and stuff like that. And it's like, what's going to be cool? What's going to be fun? And anything the audience can kind of like see and go like, oh, that's cool. Like, I think that it just sort of builds this camaraderie with the film when you're watching it, when you can kind of see the influences and how they're coming through and how it's shaping that. But I'm super fortunate to have a career making movies, and it's fun to kind of just look back and sprinkle things in when I can, because why not? It's all for fun. So let's make it
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, no, absolutely. I really enjoyed picking them out. I didn't get them all first time, obviously, but
For
second
sure.
time around, I picked out some more. So I've been given the wrap. So thank you so much for your time today. It's a shame
Yeah,
we
no
haven't got
problem.
any more time, but thank you again. Best of luck with the movie when it is released. And if we get a chance to chat maybe about body cam soon, I'd certainly appreciate that, Brandon. So thank you
Yeah,
both.
absolutely. Stay in
Yeah,
touch.
so
Pleasure
thanks,
meeting you.
Ashley.
Night of the Reaper, huh? Kind of catchy.